And just like that, we back with part two. Now, before I go to part two, let me play this thing because they give me crap for all that nonsense. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. Now, beloved, we are back with part two. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. This is your humble servant, Big Levi. Great glory goes to the mighty one. Beloved, let us watch this. Now, those people want to call this thing climate change. They want to call it like the weather or mother nature, whatever you want to call it, dog. But we know this is the power of the Holy One. You know this is the power of our God. We see that not we as our people, the entire world see how the so-called the church prophecies are not being fulfilled. They are seeing that how the Christian church prophecies are not being fulfilled. In fact, you so-called Christian are panicking. Your prayer ain't working because it never did work. Ours used to work for you. And everything right now you blame it on climate change and abortion because we become a nation of ungodly people. You were always a nation of ungodly people. You were living on your blessing. Now you're unable to do those things because the blessing is over. And then people well, we were America, we're a great nation because we work hard. No, because of slavery. This is the money our folks generated for you. Okay, now let's listen to this woman over there trying to tell you something related to the climate.
We are taking a really hard look at climate change and all the effects in our daily lives. And today we're not just talking about how it's impacting our environment, but it's also impacting our brains. We're talking about anxiety, various psychiatric conditions, even suicide.
That's a bunch of BS. All those things are happening because of the sun carries it, because of our prayer, our vibration carry this. The more our people become aware in a high vibration, whoever is in a low vibration will be destroyed. The more you stay in a high vibration, the more you pray, the more you meditate, the more you stay away from those people. You just do you study, you communicate, you commune with the Holy One. The more plagues are coming upon them. Oh well, because of climate change is doing this thing. So yeah. Climate change just happened now. For over 400 or 500 years, when you're a blessing, those things were caused by black people. It only affect them. Now, for some reason, this thing is nah. That's not what that is. That has nothing to do with climate change. It meant you lost your blessing. It meant you can't do the same thing that you used to do. It meant hey, you have to pay for what your ancestors done. That's the final draw. We are at the last page of this book, the last second of this movie. The movie is over. That's what you're getting right now, man.
And it sounds harsh and scary, but the research is there, and it's something we really need to talk about, especially when it comes to our kids. Dr. Joshua Wartzel knows the research and has written about it. He's the vice chair of the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry's resource group on climate mental health. First of all, Doctor, I appreciate you being with us this week, but it's really taken a twist with this story that we're seeing in Hawaii and the impact of Hurricane Dora, and now these wildfires just destroying one of the most beautiful places in the world. I just got done talking to one of our affiliates, meteorologist there with ABC, and you could tell she was shaken. She was coming to tears when she was talking about having to evacuate her family. So we're watching what you're writing about and talking about in real time today.
See, this is what those people do. They're always trying to take the glory and the praise, the credit from the Holy One and from our people. They brought this expert fellow over there. Well, I wrote about this ages ago. Yes, 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 yes. What causing that again? Well, greenhouse emission and carbon and stuff, your vehicles and too much cars and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. There is 8 billion people upon this planet. If you give those 8 billion people, each of them, a giant freaking tractor trailer truck and have them drive every single day non-stop for the rest of their life, this thing wouldn't put a dent in the climate or whatever that in the air. People have no idea how smart this planet is. This thing is alive. You cannot kill the planet. It's immortal. This earth is alive. It breathes and do whatever that your body does. It does it too. Talking about like, oh well, it's because climate change, the oil, fossil fuel, it has nothing to do with anything, man. It has everything to do with our power. The heavenly Father is in the midst doing this thing. The angels are doing that. Your people are trying to come over there and say, well, I predict this. I didn't know. You did not predict anything. The only reason why you people come up, you change everything with the whole climate change, because you have certain of our books that you do not allow people to get. And you know, prophecy said in the last day, the earth will be hot and all that stuff. A lot of people will be killed and things like that. And then you change it to climate change. And then when it happened, you said, oh, look at this. What was it? I was right. No, you know our stuff, and that's what you did. All right, let's listen to this expert, so to speak.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. It's true. A lot of people are going through various
I
phases
mean,
of
that guy
traumatic
name is
responses to
Joshua.
climate change. There's the direct impacts of natural disasters. There's people watching it on their monitors, seeing it unfold in front of them. And then there's people who have what we call climate distress, which is just this worry about what the future holds.
And I had no idea that climate distress is this real and present danger. And then looking at your research, talking about extreme heat impacting us to such psychiatric extremes. Please give us more context here on how that happens.
There's a very strong association between temperatures outside and our mental health. We know that for every 1 degree Celsius increase, or 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit, there's a 4 to 6% increase in violence of all forms. We know that there's a 0.7 to 2.1 increase in suicides. Hospitalizations for many conditions go up. So we know that there's this relationship, and we're trying to understand why.
Why? Because you don't belong here. You don't belong in our realm. That's why the Holy Sun, the natural sun, is destroying you people. Whether they look like you or look like me, people, they will be destroyed. If any, this is not about skin color, brethren. It's about bloodline and vibration. You got some of our people, they are Israelites, but they're in a low vibration. They'll be destroyed too. They with that church garbage, they'll be destroyed too. Okay? You people don't belong here.
That is.
Well, quickly before we,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, no, I was going to say, for especially since we're talking about suicide, there are options for help 24/7 that you can call while in distress. And if you are feeling that way, say you're watching this story in Hawaii, or you're experiencing the wildfires or the tornadoes, the hurricanes, which have all been happening, your advice before we go to break,
That's exactly
please.
what that is.
Certainly reach out to a primary care doctor. There are therapists. If you look at the Climate Psychology Alliance, there's a list of providers there who are climate aware. Try to stay hydrated. Make sure that you have a cooling center that's in your area that you know about. And, we're all in this together.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Hey, just a disclaimer. I'm not in this with this fellow. I don't know who this guy is, but Big Levi made it clear I'm not in this with this guy. I am not in this. I don't know about you, brethren. If you're in this together with this fellow and that woman, I'm not in this with you people. I was in mine and my brethren, and you people laughed at us. You make fun of us. All right now. Look at you. And look at me. Yeah. Talking about we're in this together. No, we're not in this together, friend. Friendo. We not in this together. You know what? Let me get this guy out of here and stick the next video.
Wildfire season shows little sign of fizzling out. While parts of Atlantic Canada are seeing far fewer blazes, a large portion of the west coast and northern Canada are still feeling the heat. Parts of BC saw hundreds of lightning strikes over the weekend, sparking more fires in the parts of BC.
Okay, then again, here's your technology. Talking about you got technology to control the weather. No, you got a helicopter with a freaking bucket stuck under it. That's your technology.
Hundreds of lightning strikes over
that's
the weekend, sparking more fires in the province, bringing the total there to more than 400. Officials are asking residents to remain vigilant.
Bring the total more to 400. What does the 400 stand for? You tell me in the chat room.
We have had all that lightning come through. There may be potential for some holdover fires that come up in the next few days and the rest of the week here. So just asking folks to keep continued reporting wildfires.
That province may see some relief soon, however, with cooler weather and rain for.
See, those firefighters are busy. Some of them used to be in the comment board, bothering our people. Okay, some of them are online making false accusation. Some of them used to be home chill, and then the moment they see a brother pass by, they quickly call the police. They quickly make false accusation. Now you guys are busy. Okay, some of you used to be online, spew that garbage. Now you're busy because the blessing is over.
Forecast this coming weekend.
So that's going to give our crews a good opportunity to get in there and get the hotspots extinguished and get some good protection around these fires. But that's not to say that the community are out of the woods there.
But as firefighters wait for that relief, those in Penticton are coming together to mourn a wildland fighter who died while helping fight the Donny Creek fire. He is the fourth Canadian battling the fires to die in the worst wildfire season in the country's history.
So far, okay, this guy, those 4chan dudes, okay, those Discord dudes, they are busy now, okay? Their mom had died, they kicked them out of the house, and they can't be online and threaten our people, make fun of our people. They gotta get a job, and they busy, and then they go do their job, and then things like that happen, okay? Have you ever read some rude comment, some people making fun of our people? Hey, that's what happened. And again, I'm not saying this is the dude. I'm just giving an example here, man. Whatever this dude is going through, hey.
Creek fire. He is the fourth Canadian battling the fires to die in the worst wildfire season in the country's history. Officials say more than 1,100 wildfires are burning across much of the country, with 741 out of control as of Wednesday.
Okay. You got 1,100 and 1,138. Okay, wildfires are burning, 741 out of control. Okay, those are 741. There's nothing they can do about those. They just have to keep it, let it burn. Burn, baby, burn. Just going inferno in the mist. Okay, 7 plus 4 plus 1. You know what to do.
As of Wednesday. Canada is only through half of its wildfire season, and more than 13 million hectares of land has burned, with some wildfire experts warning the typical end in September may extend well into the fall. Residents could see several more weeks or even months of fires to come. Sean Preble, Global News.
Thank you, Sean. All right, this is what it does. This is what it do. Well, you see it, okay? Again, this is plague number 2 right here. There we go. A fiery conflagration of the cities. It's only going to get worse. We've been talking about this thing for years now. For the people, you can check our videos. You can go to a video right here and go to oldest. Okay, and our oldest video, you'll see the first video that we had talking about the plague was the California and Oregon wildfire explained the Gentile tribulation. Let me click on it. I was loud. I cursed a lot. You have nothing less to go home because you didn't come here with nothing. All right? You came here with nothing. You're going to go back where you came from with nothing. All right.
Our Jacob Ward is there.
That guy name was
You
Jacob.
see what the Holy Spirit did right there? The main name is Jacob. So Jacob is interviewing him. Let's see what she said.
This is what I've got.
What you're wearing right now.
This is what I've got.
Okay, all her stuff were burned down in that fire, and then it happened what September 10, 2020, and our people didn't know there was a huge fire in Oregon. Okay, they got distracted, and then they didn't want anything to do with that. Okay, the mighty one, it's been going on, the trouble being in the midst of those people, and they try to hide it. Not anymore. Okay, that was 2020. That was like 3 years ago. Okay, we are in August. This September 10 gonna give it 3 years ago. Those people been going through this. Okay, well, climate change and stuff. Nah, all those stuff, that women stuff, were burned down. Okay, all right, and she lost everything. There was a woman. She said she was buying things to save for prepping, and all her house and everything burned down. Okay, all right. Oh, let me see. This thing don't want to go to the videos. Let me see. Okay, check our old videos, okay, beloved, because Jews and Gentiles alike, man. Hey, we got a lot of Gentiles watching this, and then they are learning. Your church lie unto you, and for in order for you to well, I don't know. I'm not saying save because I have no say in this. You need to go ahead and watch this, learn as much as you can, study as much as you can, you know. All right. We had this movie play when those people could not come here in the fourth part. We give the example of Sinbad, how the Mosai separate the sea, cut off the sea, so not everybody could get here. We were talking about a lot of stuff back then. Christopher Columbus, the mermaids, and things like that. This is not the first time we are saying this. We talk about the Inquisition. Again, we even have, let me see. Oops, let's go to video. Let's go to oldest. All right, we have the Inquisition where, okay, no Jacob's Trouble 2 years ago. This is just a revision. The Leviathan, we saw the proof that the Leviathan was there, it exists, and we saw the actual Leviathan. Okay, Esau's trouble, fiery plague. Okay, all those fire that was burning down those people stuff, and then they just act like, hey, those things are not happening, and it is just like fake and things like that. Okay, the Spanish Inquisition, aka Jacob's trouble. All right, part 1, 1492, and then part 2. All right, the Spanish Inquisition, aka Jacob's trouble. We have these things. We've done it 3 years ago. Okay, giga fire, 4 million acres. Okay, they used to call those fire giga fires. Okay, let's check this right quick.
Very difficult.
Okay, Marina's was one of our sister that the Spanish make her confess. Okay, because she didn't want to eat pork, and I believe they killed her husband. Okay, let me see. I seen on that fast. I seen because I sometime made unleavened bread and ate it. Okay, that's why our people were being killed, because they were following the law. And then they say, if you fast, you sin. I sin. And then she was confessing. She said, I sin because I sometime made unleavened bread and ate it. I sin because I ate animals that has been ritually decapitated and removed the fat from the meat because of Jewish ceremony. I sin in hearing prayers read and going to hear them said. I especially remember having sometime hear that in Alva Lopez, the Cordobas house he lives, and Ciudad Real. Okay, our people, they thought they make them like to sin. Okay, let me see if I can read this
Okay,
one.
a bread made without yeast or other, times made.
Okay, let me read the whole thing. Marina's confession from 1484. Okay, this is from the book Spanish Inquisition 1478 to 1614. That's when they were finished up destroying us. We were taken down. In 1619, that's when we were taken down around the world. That was the full taking down, and then we were putting into slavery. All right, full slavery. Marina Gonzalez, I am the wife of Francisco de Toledo. All right, when they say Marina Gonzalez, they are not talking about your typical Marina Gonzalez. Okay, they are talking about the one that were in 1484. a spice merchant who is a resident of this village of Almagor. I present myself before your lordship to declare my fault and sin I have committed an offense against our Redeemer and Master Jesus Christ and against our Catholic faith. So they had to come in front of the Catholic priest to confess their sin, that they sinned against Master Jesus Christ and against the Catholics because they were practicing their culture, their custom. I shall declare all the sins that are in my memory at the moment with great shame, contrition, and heartfelt repentance, and I intend to complete the penance that your lordship may impose. Thus I declare my guilt. So she said, I gotta tell you what I've done, and I'm ready to for whatever consequences that I will suffer. Sometime they will kill them, sometime they'll beat them, sometime they cut off one of their hand, sometime they just take their food and they will do something to them, okay? This is what she said. First, Reverend Fathers, I stated that I sin by observing the Sabbath and certain Passovers that I can remember. Even remember, okay? Sabbath, like certain just observing the Sabbath, okay? Not even doing it, observing, and certain Passover, you can get killed. I put on clean clothes. I put on clean clothes out of ceremony, cooked on Fridays for the Sabbath, ate the food on the Sabbath, and lit up on oil lamp on a Friday night out of ceremony. You can get killed for things like that. So this is a sin. Oh well, because I'm not supposed to cook and eat on the Sabbath and stuff. Because the so-called Catholic Church, they changed pretty much everything. And she's saying the sin. She said, I did those things, which is a sin against the Catholic Church and my Master Jesus Christ. I sinned and that I fasted sometimes out of ceremony and asked forgiveness from others, and others ask it of me. If you sin, if you fasted and for forgiveness, or you fasted for anything, this is a sin. If you ask for forgiveness or other people ask you to forgive them, that's a sin. I sinned because I sometimes made unleavened bread and ate it. That's a sin. I sinned because I ate animals that had been ritually decapitated, and I removed the fat from the meat because the Jewish ceremony. You can get killed. I sinned in hearing prayers and read and going to hear them, and said I especially remember having sometime heard them in Alvaro Lopez, the Cordobas house he lives in Ciudad Real. That's why people like, Big Levi, why you are praying online? Why you are praying live? You're supposed to go in closet and pray. Why are you letting the people hear the prayer? Because the Catholic Church don't want you to pray. They don't want the people to hear the prayer, because if you hear the prayer, something in you will activate, and this is a sin for them. Okay? We study all those things. So you can go ahead and watch the whole video. We study all these books and things like that. Oh boy. Let me see if I can go ahead and do this. This is just a revision. Let me go ahead and stop at the one where we were making. Okay, this is hidden history. Okay, hidden history of the brutal torture the Israelites during Jacob's trouble. All right. This is part 1 and this is part 2. All right, let me take part 1.
The happiness away.
Okay, so Mel Brooks have a movie about Jacob's trouble, the Inquisition, where they were torturing our people. It literally show you who was being tortured. Okay, we published this video October 12th, 2020. Okay, the Spanish Inquisition, the slave auction, and things like that. Part 1, part 2. Okay, you can watch it. There is this scene right here. Okay, the Jews. Okay, where they were torturing the Jews because they were like, that guy, he didn't do anything. He said, I just on Sabbath I was just working and then somebody did something to me. Okay, all right. Okay, so you can check the videos. And where they were tying off our people to the wheel and beat them to death and cook them to death. Okay, they were putting them in the wheel, and then this is the Catholic Church priests over there say, confess that you accept your Lord Jesus Christ. That's when they were bringing a new Jesus. And then the brother did not want to, and then they put it upon the fire, they wall him upon the fire, they grill him, they kill him because he didn't want to accept it. That's when those guys will come up and praying, preaching a new one. And then now they say, suddenly you will have the Antichrist coming over there and then do all this thing and stuff like that. Okay? All right? That's the underwater things. And then the Jews over there, well, they show Ish. Okay? They show their feet. They were wearing Air Force One. All right, you see the Air Force One in their faces, and their plate and their feet. They were wearing Air Force One. Who wear Air Force One? Our people. Okay. So then again, you can check that. Let's keep on moving. We've been talking about Jacob's trouble because we knew it was over. We knew we went through this thing. If you deny that, well, that's on you. Okay. So let's watch this. Okay, this is in Russia. All right. Let's maximize this. So watch this. Okay. Alright. You see this? You see this? That was the shock wave. Alright, that was the shock wave from this blast. That's not even this blast. That was the shock wave. Okay, watch this. Okay. You hear it, and then the shock coming. That was the shock wave. All right, this is over there in Russia. Whatever that you people are doing over there. Crazy. Great glory, great glory. You think those people over there in Russia would like something like this? Look at this woman. Okay? You think like people like that? You think people are sleeping and then they would like a giant boom like that? Look at this. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, look at this woman and his child and her child. Okay, she got the key. That's what that is. Loud boom. Look at this. You think the Gentiles are doing this to themselves? Got this dude over there. Did you see that? There's an explosion over there. You think Vladimir Putin, watching this thing is happy? Nah, dog. Anyway, so let's keep on moving, beloved. Okay, like we said, this is plague number 10 here. Thunder voices, just giant loud boom, crazy. All right, let me see. Okay, we watched this already.
The dangerous heat gripping the nation this summer has felled 2 new victims. Ramona and Monoway Ison were high school sweethearts. They were married for 52 years. Their daughter Roxana Flood tells Inside Edition that the air conditioner stopped working at her parents' home just outside Houston.
They were given an estimate, I think, for a simple repair of about $1,400 to $1,600.
But the Isons were too proud to ask their family for money to pay for the repairs.
They were on a fixed income with Social Security, and my dad had just a small pension. They hadn't told the family what had happened. They were very independent.
Instead, they applied for a $2,000 loan from a local credit union 4 days later, the loan was approved. With the money finally in hand, they called an air conditioner repairman who agreed to come over the next day. Tragically, though, it was too late. A neighbor discovered their bodies along with their dog.
Did the heat kill them? Was that the cause of death?
Yeah. Hyperthermia.
Roxana believes her parents were living in a virtual oven.
Maybe they didn't know what was happening to them.
They didn't, after reading about the effects of how quickly, it goes from just being, overheated to heat exhaustion, heat stroke. It just hit them fast. I wish they would have asked for help.
Yep. So now, as you can see, beloved, the heat is taking a lot of people out, and those folks, all right, they the heat is crazy. Again, like I said before, let me give you the encounter that I had with this heat. I was peacefully sitting in my car, and the heat was so intense. I was watching something on my phone, and the AC was running cold. And suddenly I felt the AC running hot. And it happened so fast, and I felt like my breath is getting shorter and shorter, and then I'm sweating. So I quickly opened up the car and then turned the car off, and run upstairs and get to my room. And when I get there, I had a massive headache, man. I could have died. And I realized that, and then I drank a bunch of water. I realized that, hey, that was a heat stroke. Okay, we have a brother that pretty much had the same thing. Okay, because I was being proud and staying in the heat, or instead of me getting out of there and go somewhere. Okay, anything like that happened, brethren, the heat is too much out of the house, got out of the house. Ask for help. But hey, that's what that is, man, and how long we are into this thing. All right. Let's keep on moving. All right. I think, there you go.
News this half hour regarding the extreme heat. Well, the city of New Orleans has issued an emergency declaration because of the dangerous conditions.
WDSU reporter Courtney Williams joins us live from City Hall with what was just announced. Courtney.
Well, Mayor LaToya Cantrell said in the meeting today that her goal is to be proactive when it comes to these extreme temperatures that we'll be dealing with in the coming weeks. Now, with record heat continuing, including triple-digit highs, New Orleans officials say the time to act is now. Mayor LaToya Cantrell
And
said
you
in
always
an
have
afternoon
those
meeting
dudes
that the city
wearing all black. Okay, you always have those guys wearing all black and go for a run because that's the perfect thing to do. All right,
meeting that the city must prepare for more excessive heat while still being on guard during the middle of hurricane season. The city will activate resources to assist with the unhoused population. A National Weather Service official said no person alive has experienced a summer like this in the city of New Orleans, and that the deadly heat is locked in for quite some time. Dr. Jennifer Avegno also spoke, saying heat kills more individuals worldwide than any other impact of climate change, more than floods, more than cold. So this is serious.
Well, it is.
Thinking about the challenges, thinking about the unprecedented times that we're living in and having to live through.
Now is not the time to be complacent. In fact, it's time that we redouble our efforts to face not only heat, extreme heat, as you've already heard and everyone out here has felt, but also to realize that we are indeed approaching the height of hurricane season.
Okay.
Now, the Rosenwald Gym is being considered as an overnight cooling center. However, that is still being evaluated by officials. But when that happens, we'll let you know both on air and online at WDSU.com. For now, reporting live outside City Hall.
Yeah, it's New Orleans over there in Louisiana. How people may they be safe over there. Let's keep on moving. Okay, this is in Norway, all right? So at one side you were dealing with the heat, and the other side you're dealing with the flood. This is in Norway. Look at this. All right, this is someone's house. Okay, this is someone's house. This is how powerful the water is, Bridget. Okay, this is how powerful. All right, let's watch this again. This is how powerful the water is. Okay, a mobile home was swept away by flooding as storm, hence cause havoc in Norway. For those of you who may not know where Norway is, okay, we're done with Maui. Okay, let's go to Norway and Europe. The Norwegian. Where exactly it is in Norway? Well, they just say Norway. Let's go in Norway. All right. Okay. Norway is next to Sweden and Finland and Denmark, Copenhagen. Okay, this is Norway right here, right here. Okay, remember the Anglo-Saxons when all people were all over the Scandinavian. Okay, the tribe of Dan. Okay, the Danites were known as the Scandinavian. We studied that, and then they were the boat people. The Danites were the boat folks. So, and then they were doing all those things over there, running around. This is Norway, and oops, okay, don't know. There we go. Here we go. We are in Norway here. Let's keep on moving. Okay, look at this house. Flooded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In like 10 seconds, a house that took months or whatever, years to build, I'm assuming, okay, in 10 seconds is destroyed by this water. That's how powerful the water is, okay? Come on, mouse. There you go. Okay, that's the residue of this thing. Strong waters drag debris as the country recorded its heaviest rain in 25 years. Okay, 25 years, you know what to do. All right, heaviest rain in 25 years. You think those people in Norway like that? You think they like seeing their house being destroyed? And look at this. Landslide in the Nordic region. Okay, the landslide buried this. Oh, there was a landslide in Georgia. Okay, there's a country named Georgia. There's Georgia, the country, and there's Georgia, the county. Well, the state, excuse me. Okay, let's see if we can go to the landslide in Georgia. Landslide. Landslide in Georgia. That's what we have here. Here you go. Okay, 6 days ago. Let's try it. Let's watch this thing. Okay, this is the landslide in Georgia. A lot of people were no more. Okay, you think those people like that? You think those folks, staying over there, enjoy the land over there, enjoy the blessing, and out of nowhere, the elite trigger landslide and kill them? Those people that voted for the elites, they voted for the whatever Democrat or Republican Party, whatever the form of political system they have over there in Georgia, and you think they like that? You think those are the people that supported their system, that destroyed our people when we were in that land over there, and then they just send a landslide and kill all those folks? You think they are doing this? Their houses and homes and being burned into the mud and cover them? You think they like that? Okay, let's see where Georgia is. This is Norway right there, and Europe. Let's go to Georgia. I believe Georgia is in Eastern Europe. Okay, Georgia, the country. All right. No, that's Georgia, the state. I'm talking about Georgia, the country. Georgia, the country. There you go. We go to Georgia, the country. It's in Eastern Europe. There we go. All the way. Southeast Europe? Okay, this is Georgia. Let's see which country that is its neighborhood. Is it Kazakhstan? Or oops. This is Georgia, Turkey, and Azerbaijan. And Georgia is in the middle of that place right there. Okay. Come on. This mouse, let me use my pad anyway. Okay, this is in Georgia right there, and they got the medieval castle Anytime you see those medieval castles, those are a landmark where people used to be. Okay. All right. The medieval castles, people used to be all over these places, but hey. These look miniatures. Okay, you think these beautiful places right now, people being buried under mud and slide. Okay, those medieval castles that you see here, you think those people like that? You think they are destroying those things that they found there that been there for hundreds of years, literally thousands of years? Okay, great glory, man. All right, let's keep on moving, beloved. Okay, was that what that is? How one man saved his niece from the deadly Georgian castle. Well,
The severe weather threat that's on the move right now. Ginger's tracking that. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning. We've been watching those severe storms, including tornadoes. 10 reported over the weekend. One just yesterday in Sicily, Illinois, that was captured by a storm chaser. Then the video from the damage. This in Taylorville, Illinois. They'll get out and do those surveys today. The roof's off. That's a pretty good, and then multiple homes with the roofs off. And tens of thousands without power around Birmingham, thanks to damaging winds mushing through there. Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, we've had nearly 1,000 cancellations for flights in the last 24 hours, and I know a lot of folks have been.
So you think they like that? I believe Atlanta, Georgia, has the largest airport in the United States, right? Let me see. Let me see if this is that true. They might have a new one. Which state has the largest airport in the United States?
Here is information from We Build Value.
Okay. The busiest airport or the largest? Come on. What is the largest airport in the United States?
According to Way, Denver International Airport is the biggest airport in the U.S. and the world's second biggest airport behind King Fahd International Airport.
Okay, all right. Denver. What is the busiest airport in the U.S.?
Airports frequently mentioned on the web include New York JFK, Orlando International Airport, and Phoenix Sky Harbor.
Okay. I believe the one in Georgia is one of the busiest or biggest. I was reading somewhere. But nonetheless, no one wants their flight to be canceled. No one wants to stuck somewhere and have weather and things, violent storm and fires and wildfires and stuff. Yeah, the so-called Gentiles are not doing this. They knew those things was going to come, so they put those conspiracies out there. Well, we are doing this. No, you're not.
Been stuck on that. And today it's not going to get a whole lot better as these storms blow up in Appalachia, especially West Virginia, Western North Carolina, so places like Boone, up to Philadelphia and New York, all included in the threat today. This is later afternoon and through the evening. Damaging winds, the main one, but you can get a spin-up tornado on there. The heat is in place. It is not budging. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, had 9 days in a row at 100 plus, something they've never done in their records. Those records go back to the late 1800s, and they're going to keep doing it.
That's the thing. That's what I despise with people. Okay, this never happened before, but since the 1800s. You people never say, wait a minute, why is this thing is happening? What seems to be the issue here? Again, this is El Nino, all right? This is what El Nino brought, the little boy. The little child, the little male child, El Nino, the little boy, I believe. So you people never explain, say, what's causing this? Oh, well, it is climate change, like people driving their cars in greenhouses and fossil fuel and stuff. No, that's not what that is. The blessing is over, and you being swept off the land.
Severe weather that's caused chaos nationwide, leaving hundreds of thousands of people without power and causing travel problems for many, many more. Big storms in the eastern U.S. brought torrential rain, powerful winds, floods, tornado warnings, and they're blamed for at least 2 fatalities this morning. One person struck by lightning in Alabama, the other hit by a falling tree in South Carolina. Oof. Meg Oliver is in Whitehall, Maryland for us this morning. That's just north of Baltimore. Meg, my mom driving home, got caught in all of this yesterday. It was not pretty. Good morning.
Exactly. Now, beloved, Tony, one thing you keep seeing now is the newscasters, the new anchors keep telling you their own family are getting caught in those things, and it is not pretty. It's not something they would want for, well, they will want it for all people. They will want all people to always get this issue, but it's not something they will uh, wish upon the other brethren and sistren. They want that. But you can see how the news anchors are telling you, hey, this is happening to me, man. This is happening to me and my family and stuff like that. Why? You know, we used to report that thing happened in the hood. And remember Katrina? Remember the hyena that the media made out of Katrina? Remember how those people blow that thing out of proportion? Now you got things worse than Katrina going on out there. But we don't talk about things like that, man, because it didn't affect a specific group of people. And then you're going to sit down there and say, well, Katrina was not part of Jacob's trouble. Katrina was like, oh, well, it was like something that happened because of the weather, because of the hurricane, because of the that. Nah. Katrina happened because we were under the curse, and then it really happened and destroyed a lot of our people over there. Okay, 15 years after Katrina, or I would say 16 years after Katrina, the mighty one like the world, and this thing never happened over there. And then when it, and Katrina, brethren, when that thing happened, it affected them more than it affected our people. They just show our people more in the news, okay, and make fun of them and call them refugees and looters, and send the National Guard over there, shoot them, and now look at you.
Good morning. Take a look at this destruction. A massive oak tree sliced through that home behind me yesterday. The homeowners, both 76 years old, were inside that room at the time. They were rescued and are recovering this morning at a relative's home with some bruised ribs and cuts and bruises. At one point yesterday, more than 110,000 people across Maryland were without power as this powerful storm system moved through. Here in Maryland, the powerful wind knocked trees into homes, snapped power lines, and caused dangerous flash flooding. At one point, nearly 50 people were trapped in their cars under fallen power lines along Route 140. All were safely rescued. Satellite images shows the storm moving east, packing intense pops of lightning.
Okay, you think the so-called Gentiles are doing things like that?
The severe conditions snapped trees, ripped into this high school, and forced hundreds of people to evacuate this apartment complex.
My power flickered, and at that point, I just grabbed him and we got...
Okay, those are their voting base. You think they will destroy their voting base? Those are the women, when doing election, they will go ahead and run and vote against our people. Okay, they will vote against our best interests. They will vote for our people to always be down. You think they will use the weather to get rid of this woman's house? Get out of here, man.
In the bathtub.
Along the East Coast, nearly 1 million people were without power at one point Monday night. Across the country, more than 8,400 flights were delayed and more than 1,700 cancellations as thunderstorms forced ground stops at major airports along the East Coast, including Boston, New York, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C., where heavy rains completely blocked this view of the Washington Monument.
We came here for a wedding and supposed to leave out today at 5:30.
Hey, you missed that wedding, man.
They canceled our flight. So now we're leaving tomorrow at 8:30 p.m.
Well, the cleanup is just beginning.
You think this dude like that? You think he like, hey man, thanks elite for doing this for me. Get out of here, man. Let's keep on moving. Okay, let's go in the beginning of this. This happened in April in Germany, I believe. August. Excuse me. This happened August the 4th in Germany. Okay. This is increase of hail and snow. There was a hailstorm. This is plague number 6 right here. Let's bring it. All right. Increase of hail and snow. All right. This is in Germany. It's a hailstorm. You think those people in Germany like that? You think they love, one day they're going home, try to ride their bike, they can't because, I don't know, the elite is doing this over there. and stuff like that. No, this is the plagues, and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. No, you think those people love having their car stuck in a hailstorm like this?
Einfach der Schneepflug.
Okay, even those trucks.
Der steckt einfach fest, Mann.
This truck is being pulled. It's being rescued. Okay. All right. Look at this thing. This is how bad that thing is. It's still failing. Okay. You think Charlie Chaplin people over there are happy with that, or they are causing this? All right. This is in Germany. Look at this. All right, terrible. Terrible. Let's keep on moving.
And tonight, a story of survival you've really got to see to believe.
We watched that already. Okay.
Now to some breaking news. A Utah man was shot and killed early this morning during an FBI raid on his home. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports that the agents were attempting to serve an arrest warrant after the man allegedly threatened to kill President Biden, his family, and several others, including former President Obama.
According to court filings, just 3 days ago, Craig Robertson posted that he'd heard President Biden was coming to Utah. Robertson made a threat, saying he would be cleaning the dust off the M24 sniper rifle. A.T. Smith is a former Secret Service deputy director and CBS News consultant.
I think this is about as extreme as it gets.
Video shot by neighbors apparently shows the FBI raid, which began this morning, and at some point explosions are seen. One neighbor said they...
Let me enlarge this. Oh boy, you're probably not gonna see it, but let's see the name of the guy that sent the video.
Heard around 6 gunshots, and that Robertson's body was eventually brought out.
As it gets.
Watch over
Video
here.
shot by neighbors apparently shows the FBI raid, which began this morning, and at some point explosions are seen. One neighbor said they heard around 6 gunshots, and that Robertson's body was eventually brought out to the street. Early Wednesday, sources tell CBS News an FBI team tried to arrest Robertson at his Provo, Utah home, less than an hour's drive from where the president's traveling tonight. Some kind of confrontation ensued, and Robertson died. The FBI had been investigating Robertson for 5 months for allegedly making threats against other officials, among them Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, New York Attorney General Letitia James, and Attorney General Merrick Garland, all of them overseeing criminal or civil proceedings against former President Donald Trump. In March, using Truth Social, a platform favored by Trump, Robertson said he would be traveling to New York to fulfill his dream of killing Bragg. The criminal complaint includes allegations of more than 24 other threats against Vice President Harris, prosecutors, and FBI agents.
There is a line to be crossed, and clearly this individual crossed that line, and that's why the FBI was there today.
Neighbors tell CBS News Robertson was active in his church, pro-Second Amendment, and someone known to have a, quote, arsenal of weapons in his home. A White House official says the president was briefed on the case this morning shortly after the shootout. The Secret Service referred all questions on the case to the FBI.
Anyway, now you got this dude. I have no idea if this story is real or made up, but you got this guy. Could be some dude love guns, and then they didn't like that guy. They didn't put him down. But anyway, you got those guys making threats to people, and then those are the good old boys that love the good old days. And the good old days are gone. The blessing is gone. So now they are threatening people, and then they get put down, Great glory. Then again, it could be some guy, okay? He loves guns. He has a bunch of guns in his house. And then the FBI is in a pickle. They find this dude. They're like, hey, this dude will do. And then they took him down. I don't care.
Armed police.
Okay? So this is in China, okay? All right. So let's put the volume down. This is the military they sent in China to clean up whatever that's over there, okay? All right. And the people were pissed off because they did this thing on purpose. They released one of those gates, one of those dam to save Beijing. Okay. All right, so let's put it right here. Okay, they were fighting, crying, and all that. This is in China, man. Okay. Okay, these dudes, things are not going too well, you know. And then people are like, well, China going to go ahead and take over the world, and how? Okay, so anyway, we watch this. Oh, that's another one.
Off down the river.
Is it the same one? In Norway?
And then crashes into a bridge. It becomes a mangled mess. People couldn't stop looking at the incredible sight. And there's part of the home that made it to the other side.
All right, so I think we watched that. Yeah. So you think the so-called Gentiles happy with things like that? You think they are doing this? Beloved, I say be at peace, man. There'll be no Jacob's trouble, man. Just relax, man. Enjoy your time. And like we recommended, you try to know who your guardian angel is. If you don't know, and we provide a service which is not free, we can tell you who your guardian angel is for free. We will send you the PDF. You will look for it, and you will do your own research about it. But if you wish to get a detailed research to know who you are, what planet, what are you, what house you came from, and what's your element, and what's your mission upon this earth, what kind of power that you have, what's your color, what kind of perfume you need to wear, and what kind of celestial family you have with you, you can send us an email at biglevipriest@gmail.com, and we will send us whatever that you need to send, and we'll send you a PDF with your full background check. But we recommend that you go into prayer first, and you fast every Thursday. You say Psalm 51 every Thursday or every day, and you take a lot of spiritual bath to get those negative energy off of you, and you come and make peace with the Most High and tell the Mighty One, thank you for sending Jacob's trouble unto you to humble you. Okay, humbleness is glory. That's why we say great glory. Walk in humbleness and you will walk in glory. Humble yourself. Study to show thyself approved. Don't listen to anyone telling you if you study the other books you will go to the hell. No, the Most High will not. You just witness it. You just witness it in 2 videos, on multiple videos. The Most High God Almighty, the God of love, will not wake up his children, including you, and then when you read another book that, I don't know, it's about magic, and then he put you back in Jacob's trouble again. The Mighty One did not wake you up to put you back to sleep. That's not how it works. You are awake. You're wide awake. You know where you at. You know who you are. You know what's going on. The reason why you are awake and you are aware what's going on around there is because the blessing is over for them, and it is as big and for us. And we advise our people to pray and meditate. And we had a clown coming to our channel and say, well, meditation is Hindu. This is a Gentile things. You're not supposed to meditate. Yeah. You know, the same, oh, excuse me. Come on. There you go. You're not supposed to meditate because it is Gentiles and stuff like that. Yeah, yes, Gentiles. Because there's nowhere in the Bible and they said don't meditate. Well, of course, Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate. Thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So people don't meditate on the law. They just go around and bragging like they keep the Sabbath. They don't eat pork. They don't do that. And they never meditate on what those things truly mean. Okay? Beloved, I will leave you at peace. Stay in a high vibration. There will be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. This is the Gentiles tribulation. This is 83's trouble. And, just sit back, relax, man. And then again, meditate on who you are. What's your mission? Ask the Most High. Heavenly Father, what do you want me to do for you? What am I here to do? If the curse is truly over, why am I like this? Why am I feel like this? Don't ask why our people are like that, because a lot of our people out there are not you. Ask the Mighty One. If the curse is over, truly, if there is no Jacob's trouble, why am I in this situation that I am? Help me, Heavenly Father. Help me. And speak with your guardian angel. He or she will guide you. Great glory to the Mighty One. We'll see you on Shabbatai, Saturday. Selah, so be it.